And welcome or welcome back to this video where I will be explaining everything you have to know about A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, my thoughts, and my thoughts on the TV adaptation that has been made. Season 1 is currently out for a little while now. I'll tell you my opinions, but also tell you what these books are about, and much more. So, if you haven't, I need to stop saying so. In case you didn't know, in case you didn't know, the trilogy was pretty popular at some point on BookTok and BookTube and Bookstagrem, whatever. Now it's kind of died down because most people have read this. It is classed as a young adult mystery, but I do need to say, the first book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, is very much a young adult mystery. This one, it's not very thrillery. This one gets a little darker, more thrillery. This one is just a straight up thriller in my personal opinion. There will be spoilers in this video, but don't want any spoilers. Don't watch this. If you don't mind getting spoilers, keep watching. You're not gonna die, okay? So the first book, all of these books by the way, follow Pip, who is a girl at school in a small town, Little Kilton. I have read the UK-Europe versions. The US versions have a different ending. I think that the second book ends differently, if I'm not mistaken, or the first one. I don't really know. And place is happening at a different place. It's not happening in the UK, it's happening in the US. Just so you know. Let's get started with the first book. I think I gave this one 4 stars. It was a nice book, by the way. It's been a while since I read this one. I love the fact that there are entries in this book, so logs, that have interviews, whatever. It has pictures of people, it has pictures of diaries and maps and lots of fun stuff in these. I do think it gets less and less throughout the books. So this one has a lot of them, this one has a little less, this one has even less, if any, which is fine. So Pip is a straight A student, like it says, an A grade straight A student who won't let it go. There's this case that is closed in the town about Andy Bell, who was killed or unalived 5 years prior to Pip looking into it. The police think, or the police, what's it called? Like, named Sal Singh the person who did it. Sal Singh was Andy's boyfriend at the time, but Sal killed him, unalived himself, before actually talking about it. So, or at least they think he unalived himself. Spoiler? I'm pretty sure he didn't, did he? Let's get into this shit because a lot happens. And so you could read just the first one and you'd be fine because they don't have a very open ending. They end pretty like straight to the point. But there are things happening, like little Easter eggs in this book that how do I explain this without sounding like a crazy person? Which I already sound like a crazy person, I'm pretty sure, because I am talking and honestly it's chaotic as, but that's fine because that is me. Welcome to my channel, because let's be honest, it's the truth. I am very chaotic when I'm talking like this. Anyway, I was talking about the first book, wasn't I? Pip starts looking into it for a school project, but in the end it doesn't turn into a school project because the teacher doesn't want it to happen. Why doesn't the teacher want it to happen? Well, that's probably the biggest plot twist in this entire book, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the teacher is also Andy's best friend's dad. They have lost their mother at this point, so they only have their dad. Well, a lot happens. The dad ended up in prison because he kidnapped a girl who he thought was Andy Bell, but wasn't actually Andy Bell, and brainwashed that little girl. Which, in the TV adaptation, that girl doesn't think she's Andy Bell, but in the book, that girl does think she's actually Andy Bell. What Pip does is she goes to Sal's younger brother, Ravi, and whatever, and they start talking. It's kind of hard because the family of Sal is really sheltered and really like scared of other people due to the fact that they had a lot of bad things happen to them after the police set Sal unalive to Andy, which in the end isn't the actual truth, but obviously the police think it is because the boyfriend always did it. In this case, the boyfriend did not do it. There's also emails. There is, like, she does a little list of, why is that word just left my brain in there. Oh, I found one. Persons of interest, where Jason Bell is a character in Naomi Ward, Secret Older Guy, and Elliot Ward. So there's also a little trigger warning of spiking and SA that happens, and that's also a pretty big part in, I think, the second one. So what also happens is Pip's podcast gets a lot of attention, and well, she figures it out. Also, there's this thing named a duct tape killer that is currently kind of starting to get into it, which that is this book. Let me just really quickly read the back so you get everything you can get, basically. The case is closed. 5 years ago, schoolgirl Andy Bell was murdered by Sal Singh. The police know he did it. Everyone in town knows he did it. He did it. But having grown up in the same small town that was consumed by the murder, Pippa Fitz-MOB isn't so sure. When she chooses the case as a topic for her final year project, she starts to uncover secrets that someone in town desperately wants to stay hidden. And if the real killer is still out there, how far will they go to keep Pip from the truth? Well, what will they be doing? I think that a lot happens. I really like the subplot of a kind of romance. There's this song, from strangers to friends, friends into lovers, strangers again. And that's kind of what this is. From strangers to friends, friends into lovers, strangers again. Pretty real. So, these books have a pretty close-off ending, as in the mystery has been finished. But obviously there's a lot more to tell about Pippa. The books also get longer throughout the series, which is a very usual thing. Apparently, most book series actually do that. First book is shorter, and then towards the end it gets thicker. Like, a really good example is that is a Twisted series. Twisted Love is like half of Twisted Lies. I always find a way to incorporate those books, don't I? Oops. So, first book, really fun. Not my favorite in the series, so I think my favorite was actually the second book. So, Good Girl, Bad Blood. Someone is missing, nobody's talking, but this time everyone is listening. So, her podcast is doing really well. Pip Fitz-MOB is not a detective anymore. Her true crime podcast about the murder case she solved last year has gone viral, yet Pip insists her investigating days are behind her. But she will have to go back on her word when someone close to her goes missing and the police can't do anything about it. If they won't investigate, then Pip will, uncovering more of her town's dark secrets along the way, but will she find the answer before time runs out? Well, so, with this thing, the case is old, the case is closed. What's new in this book, the case is new and open, but the police really isn't doing shit about it. What happens? James goes missing, or Jamie Reynolds goes missing, which is someone really close to her. It's the brother of someone in her friend group that goes missing. And they figure it out. I honestly don't remember shit about this book, do I? There's things like drugs involved, and lots of people, bad people, otherwise things wouldn't be happening. And then, I only have been talking for 10 minutes. This video is not gonna be that long, is it? But that's fine. Then probably, truly my favorite, That As Good as Dead. Because this is a thriller and I was scared and I physically didn't feel well when reading this. I was nauseous. These two books, very nice reads, mystery, lightly thrillery. This is just a full-on thriller, okay? It's scary. Because duct tape plays a big role. The duct tape killer. So, spoilers! Leave, please. Unless you want spoilers, obviously. Jason Bell, Andy's dad, and there's also Annie's sister, who actually killed Annie, by the way. In case you didn't, I didn't say that, I think. Annie's sister did kill Andy Bell. How? That's for you to find out in the book. But Jason Bell has been on Pip's Persons of Interest list since the first book. Was still on there in the second book. The third book, that's when we find out who he really is. So, by the way, after the first one, she wasn't going to do mystery, right? Well, she did again. Fitsumobi is haunted by her last investigation, but soon a new case finds her, and at this time, it's all about Pip. She has a stalker. One who keeps asking, who will look for you when you're the one who disappears? Pip soon discovers a connection between her stalker and the local serial analyzer. But the police refuses to act. As the dangerous game plays out, it's clear that if Pip doesn't find the answer, she's as good as dead. Yeah, she gets kidnapped. She gets almost. But she's a strong girl, she does it, she leaves, she wins. Together with Robbie. The ending do be very sad, because it's like one text, I think. Oh no, that's not this one. What I also like is that you get a lot of closure through these books about stuff that happened in the first one when it comes to the essaying and stuff, because there's a trial, and that trial happens in this book. And I think finishes in this book. I'm not sure. Or finishes in this book also. It's fine. You get a lot of closure about all of these characters. And you get to see Pip becoming... Well, Pip's already kind of traumatized in this book because of this case. And because of this case. Because, well, her dog was killed. Which, yeah, that's kind of traumatizing, isn't it? This is fucking insane, okay? This, by the way, has something to do with her neighbor, who I absolutely freaking loved. And then I started realizing who he actually was, and I was like, what the fuck? How did I not see that? How did I not realize it was him? Oh my goodness. So, this one. Yeah. Duct tape, because that's the nickname of the serial unaliver. Duct tape unaliver. Because every one of his victims was found with duct tape around their heads. All young women, by the way. That's an important thing. So, but the thing is, by the time this book is happening, that serial unaliver hasn't been doing anything for the last years, okay? It's been years since he did anything. It's a man, Avi. Not Avi, but like, it's a man. Jason Bell is him. Sorry. I told you there were spoilers. A lot of them. Yeah. Jason Bell honestly disgusted me from book one. My gut was right. He's disgusting. Pip gets notes. Pip gets not threats, but Pip gets a lot of notes and messages of who will look for you when you're the one to go missing. She's the one looking for the people in these two books, at least in this one. And she finds him, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. That would be really bad, isn't it? If he actually died and I didn't realize it. I don't remember. There's death in these books if you haven't realized it. She finds a lot of stuff out because somehow that stupid serial unaliver decides that it was a good idea to haunt someone who is really good at investigating, a lot better than the police. So why would you do that? Well, she does figure it out before she gets kidnapped, but then she does get kidnapped. Which If you don't know, that's kind of stupid, isn't it? Well, at least she almost figures it out, but she fully figures it out by the time she's kidnapped, by the way. Because that idiot shows him her face, but like the thing is, because well, he wants to unalive her, but then she's too smart and she escapes. Well, I think it's really stupid actually of Jason. Because I don't know, I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. This video is filled with spoilers, but I keep repeating myself anyway. Jason is the killer, the unaliver. I really hope that YouTube didn't demonetize me. Is that the right word? For talking about this shit. I was physically unwell when reading this book, which that's crazy. Okay, this was really good. This is really good, really worth it to read it. I was really excited about the TV adaptation, but let me tell you, I was kind of like that. First of all, obviously, I knew beforehand that I wouldn't have the suspense that I had while reading these books because I already know what's going to be happening and who actually did it, like, obviously. But truly, though, it was such a big letdown. I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to love it. I didn't love all the characters or this. I loved a lot. I loved it a lot, okay? The styling was pretty good and stuff like that, but I just didn't feel it. Like, these books are so good, but the TV adaptation just didn't hit for me, which I know happens to a lot of things, but honestly, I am the Samurai Turned Pretty generation of TV adaptations. That's amazing. That adaptation, absolute gold. I was kind of hoping for this to be that as well, but it wasn't. I honestly, it didn't hate it. I did not hate it. Let me be really fucking clear. But I think if you're thinking about only watching the series, but you also kind of want to read the books, just read the books, please. Just read the books. They are 10 times better. And you don't have to wait years because it's already finished. Yeah, that's really true though. I really didn't love it. I watched it with my mom. She also didn't love it. I don't know. There were a lot of scenes that I envisioned differently, which that's kind of the problem with reading a book and then watching something. But it's fine because like when you first watch something and then read the book, you get more details and you know the setting of the series, so you take that into the book instead of taking the setting of the book into the series. Yeah, I think that's like as good as an explanation as you're gonna get, honestly. She'll think. Also, this is the second time no, not even the second time, it's the third time I'm filming this video. I'm gonna post it, even if I hate it, okay? So, that's that. I think this video has a really good representation of who I am because I'm just talking my head off and it's chaotic and I'm jumping from this to that. Also because I'm kind of tired and I really didn't prep anything for this video, which that's my bad. I'm sorry. My bad. If you haven't realized, I am a romance reader through and through, okay? I've tried fantasy, tried mysteries. I love me a mystery and I love me a romance subplot, okay? The romance subplot in this book eats, okay? It's so good. Honestly, if you're not sure if you like thriller or mystery books, just read the first one. If you're obsessed with the romance and the characters, you will continue and you will build your stamina of things you're able to handle. And that turns into starting a little bit of a dark romance journey. At least that's what it did for me. Any other things to say? I don't think so. I think I have talked enough about these 3 books and the adaptation. So if you enjoyed it, please do a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you think of these books. If you want more of me, go check out my channel. There will be 2 videos a week, 1 sit-down video, 1 vlog, except for 1 week. But that's not even close when you're watching this. If you're watching it when I posted it. Yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. So that's it, love you, bye!